Welcome guys, Loric96 here, and today I'm going to be doing another figure review. And if you watched my G-Fest haul, I think you're going to know which guy I'm going to be reviewing first, because I'm going to be doing all my guys that I pulled out in order, as I said. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. So it's going to be a review of Gyaos from the Gamera Memorial Box. Now I guess I'll just get off on his history first, because I'm just going to be doing the Showa Gyaos history because this is the Showa Gyaos. Now, his first appearance was in Gamera vs. Gyaos, of course. And that probably is one of my more favorite Showa movies, from the Gamera series at least. And the whole plot of it is a giant volcano erupts and then eventually wakes up Gyaos, who's a who's a nocturnal animal who only comes out at night, and basically just wreaks havoc on the village and the city of, well, not Tokyo, but just the country of Japan, and calls the attention to construction workers, scientists, and the military, who try to do many different ways to try to beat Gyaos, such as lure him out with human blood, because Gyaos is probably one of the most disturbing Gamera monsters, because he actually eats people for their blood and such, which was very different, because I don't think any of the other Gamera monsters actually eat people. But whatever. So yeah, they got him out with blood, and they would usually make him stand on a pedestal, and they'd try to make him dizzy and make him just get burned, because his weakness is the sun and really hot energy. So that failed, and I think other little things they did failed. But in the meantime, there was a bunch of scenes in which Gamera was fighting Gyaos. And most of the time, Gamera would just get his butt kicked, because Gyaos had this one energy beam that he'd shoot from his mouth, and that would basically cut through limbs and such, which was very deadly, at least. But then in the end, Gamera ends up returning because of this one plan they do, in which they light the forest and the mountain on fire, which makes Gyaos try to put out the fire, because he has another weird attack that he can do, is which he shoots these fire extinguishers from both of his wings, which is really weird. And Gamera comes because he loves fire, and ends up fighting Gyaos for one final battle, and ends up killing Gyaos by exposing him to the sun for long enough, and basically killing him. Well, actually, he wasn't from the sun. He just dragged him into the volcano and just killed him, because Gyaos doesn't like heat. And another thing I probably should mention is Gyaos has another really weird ability in which he can regenerate his limbs. Because in one scene, when Gamera's holding Gyaos by the foot, he ends up pulling off these two pieces of his toes. Well, actually these two, but that doesn't really matter. And he ends up regenerating it in the cave at night, which was very odd, I have to say. But yeah, Gyaos also made somewhat of a appearance in the movie Gamera vs. Ghidorah, in which he appeared as a much different looking Gyaos. They called him Space Gyaos because he was silver instead of brown. And he fought the monster Ghidorah, and eventually got killed because Ghidorah used his beam to his advantage and made Gyaos cut off his own leg, and then he just cut off his head. And Showa Gyaos, I believe, also made it other little appearances, but I think it was just stock footage from Gamera vs. Gyaos. So yeah, that's all of Showa Gyaos' history. So now that I'm done, I guess I'll just get to the tag. And here's his tag. It's this is also showing that it's from the Memorial Box by showing the movie poster. And there's another close-up picture of the Gyaos. So yeah. Anyway, you don't want to see the card. Let's just get onto the figure. Now, this is probably one of the really, really good figures in the Memorial Box, because it's very, very detailed, so I'll get on to detail. Now, detail, I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but if you just look on the belly at least, he's got all sorts of individual grooves and bumps all edged in there really nicely, which makes the chest very cool looking. Along with the legs, they got all the little lines and ridges in there to make it look like it's folding in the suit. And then there's the feet, which also got nice grooves. And even the wings are pretty detailed, unlike, other monsters such as Rodan or something like that. The wings actually look pretty good. And I believe there's something in the wings to make them bulge out more, which is pretty nice. And then, of course, the head is the best part. It's just very Gyaos. It got that really lazy-looking eye, but with the big mouth. Yeah. And then, of course, he's also got, nice grooves on the top of the head, which is all very nice. On the back right here, it's good. And, of course, the really weird tail with the sharp fin. So, yeah, detail on this figure is excellent, but it's kind of expected because it's from the memorial box. Now, onto articulation. Articulation is very basic with him. The legs move, not 360, of course, because the wings get in the way. They can move here, and then they can move down here. No head articulation, which actually kind of makes sense to the movie, because I don't know if anyone else explained this, but he's got two spines, which causes him, through, whatever they explain in the movie, causes him to be able to use the supersonic beam. And they also explain that he's not able to turn his neck, so to the figure's advantage, that makes sense. And the tail can't move either, which would be really awkward anyway, because there's a really big spike back here. And the wings can't move because they're inside flat pieces, like all other flying monsters, so yeah, it makes sense that only the legs can move. But anyway, let's get on to sizing. Now, let's pull out the monster that he fought. Gamera. Now, in the movie, Gamera never fought Gyaos on two legs. He always fought him down on four. But if you do it on all four, it actually works out pretty well. Because there is the one scene I was talking about when he was, biting Gyaos' feet. And yeah, that's actually really accurate because Gamera's head was huge compared to his feet. Along with the scene where he was, on top of Gyaos biting his neck. But yeah, this is really accurate. And let's pull out another Gamera monster that I have. Barugon. Now, of course, these two never fought in any of the movies, but yeah, just showing off the size comparison between these two. Yeah, Gyaos is much bigger than Barugon, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And now that I have a common Godzilla that all you guys should have, here is 68 Godzilla. Yeah, this looks really good too. I don't know how tall Gyaos is supposed to be, but he is pretty tall, at least compared to Gamera. So yeah, this looks like it would work pretty well. So you can do Gyaos versus Godzilla. It'd be pretty cool. And since I barely ever pull this guy out, and I wanted to pull out another wing monster that wasn't Rodan, Hydra. Now this is just for fun, but yeah, this looks pretty neat. So you can have two very colorful monsters fight each other. Yeah. And now finally on to paint job, which is somewhat weird on this figure. It's really up to your preference, because in the movie, if you want to do movie accurate, if you want to be really movie accurate, this isn't his color at all. His color was just brown with some orange highlights in the wings and in the back of the wings. But as you can tell in the figure, he's blue, silver, red, all these really, really weird colors. But if you want to go to his second appearance, in which he was Space Gyaos, it's a little bit more accurate, because Space Gyaos was basically just silver. He had a little blue here and there, and I believe his eye was a different color, but I might be wrong on that. But if you want a really accurate color for Gyaos, then just get the 7-inch version because that one's the accurate paint job. But I honestly really like this paint job on this figure because it just makes it more stand out a lot more. It makes them all colorful and, you know, just really appealing to look out compared to a big brown monster, because you gotta admit most kaiju are brown, which is honestly can be a very boring color. So yeah, I totally agree with this color scheme that they picked out. So yeah, that's the Memorial Box of Gyaos. So his history is good. It's, you know, 2 movies, not too bad. Well, even though one of those movie appearances was just like really halved, but oh well. Detail is excellent. Articulation works. I mean, the head would have been nice, but it could also have been interfered by the wings because they're just inside flaps. So yeah, you gotta expect Gyaos' movements not gonna be too awesome, but so yeah, I'm not gonna say that really downs the figure. Sizing is excellent, and paint job is, well, in my opinion, I think it's really nice, but, yeah, it's not accurate to the movie, but to Space Gyaos it is. So yeah, in my opinion, I think he gets a perfect 5 out of 5. There's really nothing wrong with this figure that I see, other than articulation, but that's not a big, thing that really downs the figure. So yeah, again, 5 out of 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll just say this quickly. Yeah, I'd like to mention this. From now on, I'm probably not going to be doing reviews very often. I'm probably going to do them once every like 3 days, maybe a week, because I want to kind of level out my reviews. Because I think the reason I didn't make many videos during the school year is because I just never had the time to buy more figures. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna lay it out and, you know, put more time between all my reviews. So yeah. Anyway, I will catch you guys next time.